Our next question is on the immigrants and their needs. We often see that the immigrants find it difficult to settle down in the region. The companies that recruit them most often don't support them adequately, especially with housing and access to healthcare, etc. This scenario is very evident in the blue-collar jobs. For example, many East Europeans are employed in this sector, and the refugees face even more difficulties. War and violence is sad and inhuman. Our hearts go out to Ukraine. Humanitarian crisis unfolds as Russia continues. So we can expect a huge influx of refugees or asylum seekers. How does your party want to mitigate the situation and offer decent living conditions to the asylum seekers? With Ankie.
Of course, what I said in the introduction is that we feel for Ukraine, and I think we have to, as Europe, stand together in this, collaborate in this together. And for Eindhoven, of course, and that's always taking place. We're accepting the refugees. Of course, we want to make them feel at home as much as we can in this difficult time. So that's what Volt, of course, really stands for. And we're supporting the sanctions and maybe military support for the neighboring countries if necessary. When it comes to the employees, again, inclusiveness and the social cohesion is important for us. The liaison desk, when it comes to really complex problems that they are facing, the needs, that's what Volt really stands for also on this topic.
Yeah, on the refugees, of course, we stand for that as a whole nation and in the best way possible. As PvD, our Prime Minister said when I got over here that they anticipate on the influx of refugees more than that we're expecting now. So we are ready to welcome them with open arms, and not only with housing, but also financially and kids and everything that comes with it. So we have learned from the past and not wait and see what happens and then try to react. No, we facilitate and look into that before it actually happens. So that's a good thing, and we have learned from that. If they are not knowledge migrants as a whole, that means that we have to do a little bit more. We know that there are problems there, and we cannot solve them in a short period of time. But we're looking into that with all the people involved and all the companies involved.
Yeah, so I'm working in international relations, working a lot with Ukrainian diplomats. We've been talking months about this, and they always warned us this was going to happen, and we were always like, well, let's see. And now it's happening. So it was a shock, it is a shock, but at the same time, I can't say I should have been surprised. And it's very encouraging and heartwarming to see how we as a city in Eindhoven, also as a country, the Netherlands, we really want to help these refugees. Very proud of our alderman Yassine Torinoglu, who announced today, or maybe yesterday, but today, that we have housing available for refugees who come here. So that's very encouraging. And this is also a really good opportunity, because I'm really happy that many parties here now really want to help Ukrainian refugees, but there are also other refugees who need our help, who are here. To take this opportunity to see how do we do this. We come in a lot of neighborhoods where a lot of refugees are being located. It's often in the same neighborhoods, which causes a lot of friction, better spread, making more use of local associations to help people and to see what we can do.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear from also the VVD that they have open arms to welcome refugees. We find it important because, like during the war in Syria, it was a different political landscape. People were not that welcoming to refugees, and for GroenLinks, it's always important that everyone, all refugees, feel welcome in Eindhoven and get help to learn the language, to get to know the local people, to do volunteer work or find a job. So indeed, the Ukrainian people and also the other refugees from the countries, also what my colleague from the PvDA just said. And furthermore, we want to take action against the bad employers who don't treat their employees well or exploit them. And only a phone number is not enough. We want to make strict agreements and stop the collaborations with employers who exploit their employees, because also those people who come into work should be treated really well, be welcome, and get the right help and support to participate in our society.
We live in Brainport. We really need these super brains, these really clever people, but we really do need also immigrants, these gold hands that are working on the fields, in logistics. Everybody can agree here. This is a topic that I love, that I'm passionate about immigrants, and I studied for 2 years the situation together also with some professor of the University of Tilburg, and we discovered that 5,000 people are suffering of a labor exploitation in our region, in our Brainport glitter and glamour place. How come? How can this be? That's why I opened the first hotline labor exploitation in Eindhoven, close to the people that are being exploited, so they can scream out what is happening to them. This is what I do, this is what CDA does. We give voice to the voiceless. We work together with the province. We are searching to give information before the people are coming, and also with the European community.
Thank you. D66 asked questions to the city board on the first day if they are prepared to house the Ukrainian refugees, and prepared a plan to support requests for information by Ukrainian people. We have a lot of contact with the Ukrainian community to see how the municipality can support them, and it is our full interest and attention. We will also present a demonstration and pay attention to it on social media. We are in favor of small asylum shelters spread over the city, but I noticed that there are also people able to open up their houses for that, so that's heartwarming. Language education from the first day is very important, and we also need to take care of jobs and internships. But for expats, we also are in favor of the expat center, which can help people out. But also the local library can help people out by filling out forms and finding their way in the local laws and regulations.